Stream time, dear old bunny dream time. Or, rabbity thing. As the case may be.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about Rick for a second. I'm like, isn't it going to be funny if Wes shows up on the screen and they're a bunny?
Bunny, 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 bunny.
No, you're talking about Max.
Okay, where were we?
I don't know, this chapter is disorienting in ways that I have a hard time expressing.
I'm pretty sure that it's Kringle who has it, but we can't get into his compartment unless something, the room service tray in front of his door.
Hey, baby Amelia Earhart.
We still have that.
Don't do that again.
She's just like, you loathsome dog, you absolutely repulse me.
Nice caboose.
Ashley says you need to find, like, milk or something. Milk-like is what we need to find.
Let's go back into... I don't think there was anything in here, though. The empty steamer.
No devil's toy box in there. Somebody stole the devil's toy box from this steamer trunk.
Stole our box from the box. How dare they?
How dare they?
Somebody on this train has our toy.
Isn't there a point where Max got turned into a cow? Yeah, back in the tomb.
Open up! This is the police!
The train police?
No, the untrained police.
Go away!
Hey, remember us?
Of course.
Nice penmanship on those hieroglyphics.
That's my wife Natasha's work.
When we told you that your daughter loves us?
We meant to say she loathes us.
You're darn right I loathe you.
Simple semantical mix-up.
Oh, so, could you remove the hex? Sure.
So, I hear you throw a mean curse.
But don't worry. I only use the curse on fellows she has a crush on. And, well, I don't mean to be cruel, but you're hardly her type.
Keep riding the rails, Mr. Molman.
Okay.
Hi there. Want to throw that cow curse at us again, for old time's sake?
I bet you're really good at it now.
Nah, I'm not mad at you anymore. Not since I found true love. So don't house it up for me.
Hope it works out for you, kid.
We're about to be the biggest louses ever.
Yep.
Mrs. Jurgen.
Louses, eh?
That's right.
Oh, I'm sure there
That's
are
what I
more
said.
destructive
Don't
uses for
repeat
this
it.
letter.
What if I just give the letter to her father? That would prove it.
as a responsible adult... I feel it's my duty to give you this.
Hey!
Huh? My dearest Jurgen? Dewy young moleskin? Long pale fingers? Nefertiti!
Dad! We're in love!
You are not!
I hope I am not interrupting anything.
Debaucher! Cradle robber! Despoiler of innocence!
Perhaps this is a bad time.
I curse you!
No!
Whatever.
You've ruined my life! Again!
You'll survive.
Yeah? Survive this!
There we go.
The whole scene hex.
I'm sorry to do this to you, little buddy.
I don't like it any better than you do, little buddy. Nature's a miracle.
Nature's disgusting
Keep working at it.
miracle.
Oh, he seems happy.
Not even nature's miracle. There's nothing natural about drinking another species' milk.
Well, technically they were a cow, so they were another species of thing.
I mean,
Yes.
still, I mean,
Yes.
you know what? Never mind.
All right.
It's not worth it.
Not worth it.
Room service.
For the love of Blitzen, it's about damn time. Yeah, hold on a minute.
Cookies! And milk! And they threw in a free can of nuts to make up for the inconvenience. You're bad for me, you naughty little snacks. But you go down so good.
Just work it off. You'll be fine.
I'm not sure we were supposed to hear that.
What the hollyberries?
Huh?
He's out cold.
You know, go for a jog, go take a swim.
I think becoming a cow has put me in touch with my feminine side, Samus.
That's nice, little buddy. Do you realize you've just offended your entire female fan base?
Both of them?
It's empty.
What? You mean I gave up my precious milk for nothing?
Wait a minute. There's a note. The Brotherhood of Yog Sagath. Who could have written this?
Who indeed?
I would. I've been double-crossed! Out, damn you, out!
That.
Well, that's the lot of them, little buddy. We've cleared every name on the list.
Except one.
Huh?
I must admit you had me fooled, Samus. Always so concerned about the missing toy box, and the way you were always slipping off for a smoke break.
I never slipped off for
Grand Central Station. Now arriving at Grand Central Station, New York, New York.
What's that? Baby
Baby
Amelia
Amelia
Earhart?
Earhart?
Yes, baby Amelia Earhart. Little baby Amelia Earhart, not worth bothering with, not good enough to play with the big boys. Oh no, she's just a woman. Well, it appears this insignificant female has beat quite a few of the big boys at their own game, and now she's going home with all the toys, while the others are left scratching their heads, wondering what hit them.
Grand
Just
Central
off the bubbles on her
Station.
head, wow.
Any last words before we part?
It's nice to share.
I don't know how we got the curse on ourselves again.
Kind of anticlimactic for a boss fight.
I thought it was exciting. Let's take this toy box and skedaddle, little pal. We've got an appointment with Monsieur Paperweight.
Ah, good old Monsieur Paperweight.
That's it? No final embrace? No slow fade? No interminable credit sequence with cheesy pop cover of the title tune?
No, it ain't over yet, little buddy. We've still got the most important reel to go, remember? I think the story's about to come to a head. And speaking of coming to a head, I need to duck out for a minute. Don't you start the last reel without me.
Oh, he will.
So tell me, Samoth and Maximus, to begin with, how was it you were able to pass through the mouth of the Sphinx?
After we got the can of nuts back from the elves, my little buddy and I squished into it and rode the Sphinx's tongue through the gate.
An astounding story, all the more convincing for being implausible.
Now do we get our...
However, once inside the tomb of Samon Mak, you were faced with many more dangers. Magic spells, deadly traps, bloodthirsty mole men. However did you manage to beat the odds and secure the Devil's Toy Box?
Cleverly noting that Grandpa Mole took his cues from a hieroglyphic inscription, we turned ourselves into bas-relief tomb carvings, shuffled over to the marquee where the inscription was located, and added additional glyphs which had the effect of reversing the spell.
And also we got eaten and spit up by an asp.
What a strange and compelling, if convoluted, story. Audience, give them a hand for what they've been through. And the adventure does not end there. I'm told that you two were victims of a brazen daytime heist on the train ride back from Egypt. Can you tell the audience how you managed to thwart the thief and recover the treasure?
It's Ex Machina.
The robbery was committed by none other than that irrepressible scamp, baby Amelia Earhart.
She almost got away with it, but we were a little too tough for her.
A resourceful duo, don't you agree?
That's nice. Now how about that reward?
Fear not, my talented little logomorph. You will receive your reward, right?
No!
My dear Maximus, you have been chosen to play the starring role in the greatest spectacle of the age, the summoning of Yog-Sagoth.
The hell I have? Where's Samet?
Yog-Sagoth, most terrible of the ancient ones, banished from this earthly plane for 6 long millennia. But you, with your extraordinary psychic gift, you will intone the words to bring him from the realm of darkness into the light.
The hell I will!
Yes, the hell you will. If you refuse to play your role, a certain friend of yours will meet an unfortunate demise.
Samet!
An unfortunate demise in a vat of flesh-eating ants.
Yikes! But are you sure this role is me?
You are the one with the gift. Which reminds me. Can't have you pulling any funny business.
All right then, let's get it over with. Cue up the entrance music.
Yog-Sagoth, primal prince of chaotic night, descend to us through the writhing wastes of utter darkness. We summon thee with the deathless words from the Book of Abominations. Now you say, Umke Onine, the utter race Einfei.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. What's my motivation supposed to be?
Abject fear.
Right.
Those are some creepy toys. Gone to the dark side, Charlie? It was a trick can after all.
Just can't trust anybody
Yikes.
these days.
Nice
Especially when
atmospheric
it's a trick
touch.
can.
No. We've already finished the other reels.
Hammond's gotta somehow get himself out of this one. How will he ever?
He won't. He's gonna die.
No point in that.
Alright.
Sorry. I'm not the one who makes the rules. I just viciously enforce them.
The nostrils are shut.
That sounds like it should be code.
I don't think so.
Now you say,
you think it's
gay
not
on
because...
the other race Einfei.
Bees?
I see him! There he is!
No,
in the chest!
not the
Yogg-Sagoth,
bees.
Tentacles, glowing red eyes. Yep, gotta be him. Shorter than I expected him to be.
Let me see. Where?
Look close.
Okay, so obviously I need to get access to one of the toys again.
But which
On to the dark
one?
side, Charlie?
Lies! I won't tolerate any more of your tricks. Say the words or face the consequences.
Sorry.
Gone to the dark side, Charlie? Gone to the dark side, Charlie? Those are some creepy toys. Nice atmospheric touch. Nice atmospheric touch. Looks like the counterweight for the moon.
Oh, really? I don't really have a lot.
No point in that.
It's a much more linear scene.
It happens. Or does it?
Now you say, Umke Onine, the other race Einfei.
Okay, what happens when we say it?
Umke Onine, the other ways Einfei.
It's happening!
Yeah, well, we aim to please. Catch you around.
Wait, one little thing I forgot to mention. Yogg-Sagoth demands the sacrifice
That's your problem.
of the one in the summoning circle.
What the?
Such a pity. Welcome, my lord.
Whoa, forget this. Scenes like this are unsuitable for impressionable viewers like me.
He's gonna rewind it.
Yogg-Sagoth, Yogg-Sagoth, when your body waxes rough.
What are you doing?
I thought it'd be nice if he had a theme song.
Say your line.
Nice atmospheric touch.
Quit stalling.
Okay, okay.
Oh, wait.
Looks like the counterweight for the moon.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Nice atmospheric
Okay, low
touch.
jump board.
They're your magic words. You say them.
Nice atmospheric touch. Hieroglyphic funnies. I'd be splitting my sides if I could read ancient Egyptian.
It's all just splitting the cucumber lengthwise.
Well, we know.
He split the cucumber lengthwise.
That never gets old.
Nice atmospheric touch. No.
Yikes!
Literally have no idea what else there is.
Looks like the counterweight for one of the stars.
Okay. I can't interact with anything, so...
Like I said, he's just gonna die.
No, you gotta switch
Man,
places.
it's not like it's been the first
No.
time.
They're your magic words. You say them. Now you
guess
say,
for Samus it might have been.
the other race Einfei.
We do trick paperweight.
Onion. Secondhand smoke. In tune.
Oh, ow. Why'd I do that?
The nostrils are shut.
The frost is on the pumpkin. The cheese
It
stands
was a trick
alone.
can after all. I don't think so. Uh-uh.
I'm just gonna have to rub everything against everything else for this? Okay.
What triggers Max
Point in
attack?
there.
I don't know.
Just time passing then.
I mean, I
Okay.
can click on him.
Trying my patience.
Ay, ay, ay.
Okay, so he is getting lowered, so let's see. Oh wait, can you touch the paperweight down? Or the counterweight?
All I can even do is activate astral projection, and that doesn't do anything.
Since Jonas isn't here, I suppose I'm the designated yawner.
Well, I was doing something I yawn. I yawn a lot.
Oh.
I don't want to.
You want to be the designated yawner? That was a nice big yawn.
Oh, bikini yawn? Oh.
She did.
Ah.
She was like, big yawn. That was very impressive.
You know, I never thought about it, but what happens if Sam goes in the pit?
All hell breaks loose.
Seems no worse than our current predicament.
I would say yes.
This is stupid. Why is this... You able to do this, but not reach anything else?
It's an excellent question.
Hell yeah.
No.
Wait a minute, what happened there? Use flaming pit. Oh, you lit the newspaper on fire. Oh.
This is where my skee-ball expertise pays off.
You knew this day would come.
Charlie, am I glad to see? Now you say, umke onine, the other race Einfei. There he is! You're not messing with me? Aren't you a cute little demon? Let me see. Where? Look close.
Psychic ventriloquism.
Umke onine, the other way's Einfei.
Uh-oh.
Of course, they won't show us who it is. We don't think.
That was
that's
impressively
disappointing.
grotesque.
We certainly gave the audience their money's worth, wouldn't you say, folks?
Oh, the audience is all dead now.
What about this thing?
Oh, that's right. Can't have the Devil's Toy Box falling into any other villainous hands.
Okay, you could get it down at any time.
Where should we stash
okay.
Only when it was funny.
Fellas,
The Roger
fellas,
Rabbit rule.
I appreciate your thinking of us, but we don't do that old world hocus pocus anymore. I got a nice dry cleaning business, and Nefertiti's going to school for...
Dad, I told you! It isn't Nefertiti anymore! It's Bubbles.
Sorry we can't help you, but you see how it is.
Yeah, we see how it is. Come on, Maximus.
Boy, America sure has changed these guys. I hardly recognize them. Look, Samuth, they even slice their cucumbers lengthwise.
What? Mich kann diese Dose Fiesel einzefeld. It is true. Papa, have we fallen so far? We have forgotten our heritage. We have forgotten we are moles.
Okay, we'll take the toy chest back.
Great. Keep us posted if...
But you've got to help us guard it.
You will live here in this boiler room with us. There's plenty of space.
How about we compromise? Our kids will open an office in the building and help you keep an eye on the chest.
We've got kids?
Shut up, Maximus.
It's a deal. Now let's see. We'd better cast that spell of protection to keep it safe.
Let me do it, Dad. Stand over there so you don't get zapped by the magic.
Wouldn't want to do that.
Let's see. How does it go again?
The Holstein Hex! You're not turning me into no cow!
And they're dead.
You know, there's a great basement apartment opening up on 83rd Street. 2 bedrooms, built-in washer-dryer.
The end?
That was weird.
2 skeletons, 4 mouldering reels of film, and 1 buried toy box. A century-old story, now forgotten in the sub-basement of history. But the past has a disconcerting tendency to claw through the freshly laid sod of the present and wrap its cadaverous fingers around the entrails of the future.
Marvelous.
Well, that took longer than expected. The restroom in the train station was closed, so I had to... Hey! You watched the ending without me, didn't you, you malevolent little fiend? So tell me, what was the big final act twist? Samuth and Maximus dragged underground by sex-crazed anarchist sewer rats? Come on, little buddy, don't keep me in suspense. Obviously, the story was moving towards some mind-boggling final twist. So what was it? Max, what's wrong with... you?
Oh, he saw Yogg-Sothoth.
Little buddy?
His brain lost its mind.
His brain's been removed.
Oh, that too.
Keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times. The ride is about to get twisty.
Oh my.
Oh my.
They stole Max's brain.
Small loss.
In Toon World, yes. I like how Sam was like, huh, that's different. Marcus says he doesn't use it anyway. Do 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 do. Okay, these JC musical. Do 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 do.
Now, episode 3.
Alright.
Episode 3 being the third episode.
Hey, there's something funny about this opening. There you go.
Okay, sorry, I was laughing.
Keep forgetting it's like a cartoon opening. Yeah, cartoon opening.
Yeah.
It's showing all the stuff that never happens in the game. I mean, look, they even got their guns out. They never used them.
iPhone definitely never uses his. Max doesn't need a gun.
Thanks to our magnificent brains, most of us live out our lives under the delusion that we are in control.
Oh.
But are our brains truly in control? Makes you think, doesn't it? Engrossed in the thrilling cinematic exploits of their ancestors, the freelance police have had no time to ponder these eternally vexing questions. But in mere moments, they and you will be plunged headfirst into these murky philosophical depths when Sam returns from his ill-timed bathroom break to discover they stole Max's brain.
Based on the similar title novel.
Max? Little buddy? No. No, 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 no! No!
Why did I have to go to the bathroom? Uh-oh.
He's angry.
What happened to Max? Talk!
We don't know! 1 second we were guarding the devil's toy box, then BAM! Out went the lights!
Through a fog of rage, darkness, and raisinets, I tried to remember what Flint Paper told me about interrogating suspects.
Rule number 1, don't let the suspect control the conversation. Get him talking, then surprise him. Interrupt him with a question, or call him a liar, freak him out. And if all else fails, bring little Miss Persuasion out for a stroll.
Actually, I think it was...
There we go. But man, never seen
more of a
Sam this
boom,
bad.
really.
Really? Because I distinctly heard it more like a bam.
Anyway, someone knocked us out with a booming and or bamming sound and...
Hurry it up!
Well, that's the last thing we remember until you woke us up and started snarling at us.
Yeah, that's the last thing we remember.
Rule number 2, timing is everything. When you hear the suspect lying, that's when you jump in and accuse him.
Yup, I was totally unconscious the whole time.
Liar!
All right. I came to before Jebediah, just in time to hear the telltale sounds of a brain being removed from a bunny.
Obadiah, why didn't you do anything?
I was afraid that he'd remove my brain too.
Who? Who took Max's brain?
It was the space gorilla.
Skunk Ape.
Of course. He must have been released from the penal zone when the toy box was stolen.
I'm
That's
so
obvious.
sorry.
Not half as sorry as that brain-stealing space ape's gonna be when I catch up with him.
Rule number 3, mole men are easy. To crack the tough nuts, you'll need information to prove your case. Sometimes you gotta ask around to get the dirt on the doers. Now, go get 'em!
I wrote a mental note to thank Flint at Max's funeral.
We're doing
and got
like
ready to
actual
squeeze some
detective
punks.
work in this episode.
Yeah, it seems kind of weird.
Don't worry, I'm sure it'll get nonsensical soon.
Yeah. But sometimes they're going to make this part even
General
more
Skunk Ape.
nonsensical.
I should have known. That space ape had wanted Max's brain ever since he found out it was special. Now that special brain was gone, and I was cut loose, drifting in the neon current, hoping for a lucky break.
He's just taking Max's body with him.
Hello, ugly. You're one of Skunk Ape's goons. Where's your boss? What did he do to my little buddy?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunk Ape since you unjustly imprisoned him in the penal zone. I'll never forget his final terrified howl as it echoed across the dimensional boundary. Are you trying to threaten me with that?
Maybe.
You are aware that my ultra-dense space gorilla hide renders me impervious to your puny earth bullets, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Where were we?
Since Skunk Ape's imprisonment, I've been reevaluating my life choices. I've abandoned violence for a career as a sign spinner. It's a very fulfilling, low-temperature job, more suited to a space ape of a certain ape.
Reevaluating your life choices? What does that even mean?
Skunk Ape's defeat made me take a really hard look at myself. Honestly, is there anything more pathetic than a middle-aged space gorilla waving his blaster around the galaxy like some kind of teenager?
How about a dead partner?
The only way to break the cycle was to just walk away. Now I have a wonderful job as a sign spinner and a girlfriend in the village, and I don't even have to shoot anyone.
How nice for you.
But enough about me. You should talk to the rat. Yes, the rat. He certainly seems plugged into the ins and outs of this gloriously filthy man.
Rat? What rat?
Frankie the rat. He traffics in stolen merchandise and tawdry gambling rings.
Where can I find him?
He hangs out on the corner of Veni and Vidi in the Latin Quarter.
The Latin Quarter.
Corner of Veni and Vidi.
The name
He
left
came,
a bad
he
taste
saw,
in my tongue and an itchy
and then he went,
sensation in
and
my
went home.
boxers. Still, there wasn't a rodent more plugged into the bad wiring in this city.
So for this episode, they decided to just make it like the other Telltale games.
Basically. I find it works, though. That's pretty cool. Also, they're clearly tipping into another type of storytelling. I forget what it's called, though.
Noir.
Yeah. Sam's a bad cop now. Oh.
Hey, rat.
Sam, buddy, how's it hanging?
My partner's got a bad case of a missing brain, and someone thinks you might know something about it.
Brain, huh? Well, I did see something unusual and brain-related a little while back. Spill! I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fella was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies with his umlauts and tvortisnacks and whatnot. I was almost done helping the guy, see? When BAM! All of a sudden, this space ape comes barreling down the street, fighting with some other mook. A space ape carrying a brain!
Skunk ape.
I hadn't seen anything that weird since Aunt Jacqueline's vacation slides from Pismo Beach with the jellyfish on the water.
I'm curious, what does
Was it
the
Max's?
Affliction Noir
How
do?
should I know? All I know, it was a brain in a jar, and that crazy space gorilla was holding on to it like it was his best friend in the world. So I grabbed the tourist, and we ducked behind a bunch of crates with the other gorilla. We kept our heads down until the fight moved on down the street. And that's all I know about the space ape what took your buddy's brain. No
other gorilla? What other gorilla?
Believe it or not,
So-
it was another space ape. He was
He has a
spinning
5
signs for some
o'clock
pet
shadow
store, poor
now.
schlub.
Yeah.
So
He's a dog
sign spinner did see skunk ape.
with
So
a
now
5 o'clock shadow.
One more time. What
The
do you
fun,
know about my
fun
partner's
things you
brain?
can do with normal maps.
It's like I was telling you. I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fella was wandering around in...
This city's full of lost little lambs, and most of the Bo Peeps are just leading them to the slaughterhouse.
Yeah. You want to hear this story or just try and get me all depressed?
Sorry.
Anyway, I was almost done helping the guy, see? When BAM! All of a sudden, this space ape comes barreling down the street, fighting with some other mook. A space ape carrying a brain!
Skunk ape.
I like how they have to keep it in
I hadn't
character.
seen anything that weird since Aunt Jacqueline's vacation Yeah, the gorilla pulled out his gun, just like that. Anyway, so I grabbed the tourist, and we ducked behind a bunch of crates with the other gorilla. We kept our heads down until the fight moved on down the street. And that's all I know about the space ape. What
You lie!
Hey, Sam, I never lie about my cowardice. I'm really proud of it. So now what?
See?
One more time.
Yeah.
What do you know
Ashley
about my
says,
partner's
Sam
brain?
is markedly more
It's
sexy
like I
this.
was telling you. I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fella was wandering around in circles.
You're lying!
Prove it.
I can't!
Then quit spraying me with spittle and let me finish. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. I was almost done helping the guy, see? When BAM! All of a sudden, this space ape comes barreling down the street, fighting with some other mook. A space ape carrying a brain!
Skunk ape.
I hadn't seen anything that weird since Aunt Jacqueline's vacation slides from Pismo Beach.
You lying, dirty rat!
No, really, it was a space ape and some dweeb in a goofy hat. Anyway, so I grabbed the tourist, and we ducked behind a bunch of crates with the other gorilla. We kept our heads down until the fight moved on down the street. And that's all I know about the space ape what took your buddy's brain. No fooling. Yipes! Stop doing that! It ain't good for my angina. So now what?
I have to do this again until I find something else?
Well, yeah. Did you choose the
One more
noir
time.
option? Yes?
What do you know about my partner's brain?
It's like I was telling you. I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fella was wandering around in where? Hey, take it easy, big fella. I sent him right over that way, about 2 miles.
Okay.
Oh.
Frankie the Rat helping a tourist? It was absurd. Absurd like Max was, back when he had a brain. So imagine my surprise when I found
Burnout
Frankie's
Grill.
tourist wandering around the bad side of town.
God, I want to open a restaurant in like an office park called Burnout Grill.
Oh! Ah!
You, foreign guy, what's your story?
Ooh, an American police shakedown! How thrilling!
Yeah, it's a real honor. Now, what do you know?
Well, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats.
And Frankie sent you here?
Yeah.
That dirty lion rat.
You know, back in Europe, I heard so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious and helpful. Anyhow, I was about to give him a tip for the help, when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg.
Call it what now?
The Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. My people's word for a stunning battle between a strangely garbed man and an alien space gorilla carrying a brain in a jar. So, where was I?
Man, German has a word
After
for
the fight
everything.
moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ibble-skibbled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. And you know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't actually the museum district. Maybe I am mistaking the friendly rat's directions. Is that one of your famous American handguns? Fascinating. We don't have any of these in Europe, you know. Shall I continue?
Yep, no guns in Europe at all. They all left on vacation.
People in this country are so intense.
The tourists seemed like just another victim circle in the drain, but I knew there was more to the story. It was time to circle back and flush out the truth.
Exotic pets?
I'm back! Now where's Skunk Ape?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunkapi since you unjustly imprisoned him in the penal zone. I'll never forget his final terrifying...
That story ain't gonna wash, Bonzo. Your pal Frankie told me all about how you and he hid from a fight between Skunk Ape and some other guy. Now make with the lip flapping and I better like what I hear.
It's true. A few of your Earth minutes ago, I was spinning my sign for Frankie the Rat and a tourist when General Skunkapi came running down the street, chasing after a strangely garbed man. To my everlasting shame, I cowered behind a crate like a common Venusian bonobo as the General and his prey skirmished. After the General and the stranger fled the scene, I discovered that he had dropped this. I'm surprised he didn't come back for it, but he appeared to be in something of a hurry.
What's that? A brain remover?
I believe it's one of the toys of power that my general has been collecting for the past 25 Kryleks.
I knew that. Give me that toy.
No! I need it to get back in General Skunkapi's good graces. Once I return this artifact to the General, he'll forgive my temporary abandonment of his goals and welcome me back to his crew with open arms. Oh, how I've come to miss standing at my General's side these... That pitiful pop gun will never make me give up the rhinoplasty, Earth Dog.
The rhinoplasty.
But where's Skunk Ape?
Weren't you paying attention? A few
No.
Earth minutes ago, I was spinning my sign for Frankie the Rat and a tourist when General Skunkapi came running down the street, chasing after a strangely garbed man. To my everlasting shame,
You're lying!
Why would I lie about seeing Skunkapi after you just caught me in a lie about not seeing him?
Sorry, I lost my angry train of thought for a second. Continue!
As I was after the General and the stranger fled the scene, I discovered that he had dropped this. I'm surprised he didn't come back for it, but he appeared to be in something of a hurry.
Liar!
It's right in front of your face, see?
Okay, so maybe that's not a lie. Give me that toy!
No! I need
I like how they're catching you from
good graces.
for not listening.
Once I return
Well, at
this
least
artifact to
we
the
assume
General,
they're not
he'll forgive my temporary abandonment of his goals and welcome me back to his crew with open arms. Oh, how I've come to miss standing at my General's side these past few hours. I wonder if he'll promote me.
You're lying!
About what?
Yeah.
Hey, don't you want to know about our baby iguana sale?
No. Okay. I think we gotta go back to Frankie the Rash.
Frank, what do you know? I was given directions to a confused tourist.
To the museum district?
Yeah, poor fella was wandering around in circles.
Don't lie to me, Frankie. I talked to your tourist, and it looks to me like you sent him over to the wrong side of town to get rolled by your rat pack.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But this conversation is over. I ain't saying nothing till I get some legal representation.
Sorry, we're the freelance police.
You want a lawyer? Here's an attorney from Smith & Wesson.
Okay, I'll talk. Sheesh. Like you guessed, I gave the tourist directions to the bad side of town, but I was just winding him up, really. Hey, ask me, the schmuck deserved it. Acting all high and mighty and European, wearing his fancy socks.
Hit them again.
When the big fight broke out, me, the tourist, and the other gorilla ducked down behind a crate, and I, picked their pockets. The tourist was loaded with high-exchange European stuff.
But other gorilla? What other gorilla?
Believe it or not, it was another space.
Yeah, I do.
Anyway, after the fight moved on, the tourist got a nice souvenir for his trouble,
Well,
and I skedaddled
they
back
skipped
here. And that's all I know.
The tourist got a souvenir?
Anybody.
Hold on.
They'll vouch for old Frankie.
He said he had nothing but the clothes on his back.
Oh, you lied to you then.
Welcome.
Something
I knew
Frankie
you
said about
couldn't
the
trust a
tourist was
German.
sticking in my craw like a spoonful of peanut butter. Chunky style.
I say as I'm like 60% German.
It happens.
Ooh, a repeat performance.
Let's run through it one more time. And speak slowly. I'm an American.
As I said before, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats. You know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frank...
Then what?
I was about to give him a tip for the help, when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg.
Hurry it up.
After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ibble-skibbled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. And you know what else? I'm stuck.
Don't play innocent with me, metric lover. The rat saw you pick up something after the fight.
Metric lover.
Yeah, it's true. I took a souvenir from the fight. I didn't think anyone would notice. Here.
Norrington. Who the heck is Norrington?
I don't know. Just don't hurt me.
Metric lover.
You Americans are all animals. Animals.
Finally, a clue. Norrington. The name rang fewer bells than a sleigh in July. Fortunately, it didn't need to.
Crimetron, do your stuff. What do you mean not found in database?
The Crimetron requires additional clues to make an informed deduction.
Clues? I haven't got time for clues. Max's body is starting to smell differently.
Then maybe you should stop yelling at my girlfriend and start with the clue-finding.
Also.
Thank you, Drifter. Finally somebody says it.
Back! Now where's Skunk Ape?
A few of your Earth minutes ago, I was spinning my sign for Frankie the Rat and a tourist when General Skunkape came running
I
down the
disagree.
street,
I encourage
chasing
this
after
thirst.
A strangely garbed man. To my everlasting shame, I cowered behind a crate like a common Venusian bonobo as the general and his prey skirmished. After the general and the stranger fled the scene, I discovered that he had dropped this. I'm surprised he didn't come back for it, but he appeared to be inside.
I dropped something once. I think it was my innocence. Then I dropped my compassion. Now I just drop punks.
Is that supposed to be dark? It doesn't make sense.
Sue me.
Give me that toy!
No! I need it to get back in General Skunkapi's good graces. Once I return this artifact to the General, he'll forgive my temporary abandonment of his goals and welcome me back to his crew with open arms. Oh, how I've come to miss...
I thought you were a sign-spinning pacifist now.
I was, but the sight of the General pummeling that stranger rekindled my hours-dormant lust to conquer the galaxy at his side.
I wonder if you pull Noir out and when he pulls that out, it will somehow make him second guess himself.
Ah!
Yeah, you tell him, Sam.
That dumb ape really thought that his
Scream into
life was
the night,
about
for
to
it's
take
the
a
only
turn for the
sound my
better.
soul
But I
has
knew that
left
the
in
only
it.
turns in life are the ones that take you the wrong way down a one-way street to nowhere, where U-turns aren't permitted before 8 p.m. except for city buses.
Frankie, what do you know?
Like you guessed, I gave the tourist directions to the bad side of town, but I was just winding them up, really. Hey, ask me, the schmuck deserved it, acting all high and mighty and you...
What?
You know, the bad side of town, Hoboville, Flemberg, Broken Corners, that area. Anyway, when the big fight broke out, me, the tourist, and the other gorilla ducked down behind a crate, and I, picked their pockets. The tourist was loaded with high-exchange European stuff, but all the other guy had was funny-looking green cubes.
You lie!
Hey, Sam, I never lie about my cowardice. I'm really proud of it. Anyway, after the fight moved on, the tourist got a nice souvenir for his trouble, and I skedaddled back here. And that's all I know, honest. Ask anybody. Don't...
Liar!
No, honest, I came right back here. And then you showed up and started slapping me around. So now what?
Once more, with feeling.
If you insist. Like you guessed, I gave the tourist directions to the bad side of town, but I was just winding them up, really. Hey, ask me, the schmuck deserved it.
You're lying!
No, wait, you're not.
Keep going.
Anyway, when the big fight broke out, me, the tourist, and the other gorilla ducked down behind a crate, and I, picked their pockets. The tourist was loaded with high-exchange European stuff, but all the other guy had was funny-looking green...
Sure, hide behind your crates and wait for someone else to do something. But one day, the violence in the streets is gonna spill over the gutters and stain your pretty white socks with the blood of the innocents.
Socks? I don't got any socks. I'm a rat.
And don't you forget it.
Anyway, after the fight moved on, the tourist got a nice souvenir for his trouble, and I skedaddled back here.
I think the noir is just
And
a
that's all
sorry
I
Max
know,
is not here
honest.
to dole
Ask
out
anybody.
idiocy. Here's
They'll
the
vouch
idiocy
for old
button.
Frankie, if they know what's good for him, that is.
Once
Maybe.
more, with feeling.
If you insist. Like you guessed, I gave... Hey, ask me, the schmuck does...
Then what?
When the big fight broke out, the tourist was loaded with high-exchange...
Hurry it up.
After the fight moved on, the tourist got a nice souvenir for his trouble. And that's all I know, honest.
Souvenir?
Yeah, something fell out of the funny hat guy's pocket, and the tourist scooped it up.
What was it?
I don't know, something.
So the tourist didn't leave empty-handed after all.
So what now?
Stick around. I may be back.
I shall count the minutes.
Oh, Ashley, don't you know? Horny jail is 100% solitary confinement.
I'm pretty sure I need to get something from the sign spinner.
I mean, even solitary confinement can be horny, I'm just saying.
Back. Now where's Skunk Ape?
A few of your Earth minutes ago, to my everlasting shame,
Strangely garbed.
Yes, a man in a faded jacket and a strange hat. He seemed to be carrying a box of some sort. General Skunkapi was in hot pursuit. After the general and the stranger fled the scene, I discovered that he had dropped this. I'm surprised he didn't come back for it, but he appeared to be in something of a hurry. Oh well.
Hurry it up. Give me that toy.
No! I need it to get back in General Skunkapi's good graces. Once I return this artifact to the General, he'll forgive my temporary... Oh, how I've come to
I'd say
miss-
yes.
Huh. You're fooling yourself, kid.
What are you talking about?
The only thing Skunk Ape's gonna welcome you with is a fistful of phasers. You can't go home again. You can't even get on the porch. You've tasted the apple, peed in the pool, bitten the hand that rocks the cradle. You're a sign spinner to him now, and that's all you're ever gonna be.
You're right. It's hopeless. No matter what I do now, I'll never soar through the galaxy at my general's side ever again.
Yep. You have to convince him the error of his ways.
And I hate to tell you, but you're not a very good sign spinner either.
Oh, man.
I hated to see
Man,
things
just
wrong.
kick them while
So
they're
I got in
down.
the car and looked for another lost soul to join me as I gazed into the abyss.
That's the darkest thing that's happened this episode so far.
The last time we saw the rhinoplasty toy, Max's special brain used it to turn
Man
into a
said,
bazooka.
"You're flat out evil now."
It was going to lead me to the guy who stole that
Sent
special
that man
brain.
to a depressive
It
episode
wasn't
just
exactly
to steal
ironic,
something from him.
but I didn't care.
Sam is laying it all on the line now.
This is your last chance before I start looking for an upgrade. Come on, you obsolete hunk of junk. Talk! Where's Skunk Ape?
Sam, no!
Stop holding out on me!
Get away from her, you brute.
Beep.
Finally.
Audiences across the country say, you're a monster, Sam.
What have you become?
The Museum of Mostly Natural History, the tarnished jewel of the city's once thriving museum district. Max and I always meant to visit, but we'd never gotten around to it. Now we were finally going to take in its thrilling and dubiously educational displays with a vengeance.
Oh, he's enjoyed himself.
All right, Skunk Ape, it's time to pay the piper, plus tax and applicable service fees.
Worry about Max's body.
Hang tight, little buddy.
There's a worry button now. Oh no.
I'll take a look around after I track down Max's
I'm sure it's
brain.
nothing to be concerned about.
Laser light show. Carl Sagan lecture series Big Bang Cosmology, Physics, and You. When relativity overstays its welcome, avoiding gravity wells, quantum field landscaping, twine theory, topological hooey.
The logical hooey?
Hail to my superior technological might, necromancer!
Blow it out your simian hindquarters, barbarian!
Skunky. And paperweight? He's looking pretty spry for a 120-year-old. And there's the Devil's Toy Box. And is that...
Sam! Get me out of here. This whole place smells like gorilla and patchouli.
The interloper who foiled my scheme to collect the toys of power and re-imprisoned me in the penal zone?
Sam? The great-grandson of the patron who put the kibosh on my intricate plan to unleash Yog-Sothoth and take over the world?
I hate that guy.
I hate that guy!
Yes, the common enemy. I propose an alliance.
You get the galaxy, I get the Earth?
Agreed!
Nice going, Bubble Brain.
Don't blame me. I'm still trying to find the volume controls on this thing.
Minions, after him!
Sam? Ah, man! Now I'm stuck in here with the alliance of C-list supervillains. Ah, it was way more fun when they were fighting. Hey, Skunk Ape!
Yes?
What are you two scamps doing with the Devil's Toy Box?
We're tapping the nigh-infinite power of your brain to create a bifurcated vortex of technological and arcane energies to impel the toys of power to return to their point of origin via a 5-dimensional matrix of quantum foam and sympathetic magics.
Yes, of course!
You have no idea what I just said, do you?
No, but if it means more psychic toys for me, then vortex away! Now that you and Fezhead have stopped fighting, could you tell me how my brain ended up outside my sexy little body?
I took it from you after I was suddenly ejected from the penal zone.
How come I didn't notice?
You appeared to be entranced by a primitive form of Earth entertainment.
Around here, we call it a popcorn coma, big guy. What are you planning to do with my brain once this whole Toys for Jerks drive is over?
The same thing I planned to do before you yanked me into your ASAT's penal zone. Plug your brain into my ship's central computer and use your terrifying psychic powers to conquer the galaxy.
Couldn't we just use them to cruise for chicks? The ladies love a good spoon bending.
That's curious. My scans indicate you don't even like girls.
Could you try not to kill Sam? He's my designated driver whenever I'm in the sauce like this.
Oh, my minions won't kill him.
That's good.
They're under strict orders to drag him, beaten and bloodied, to my feet, so that he might witness my ascension to ruler of the galaxy.
Just so long as he can still drive. So, long time no see.
Long time? Yes, yes. If only you knew how long. It has been but a handful of Earth hours since you and your companion imprisoned me in the penal zone. However, due to the temporal phase shifting of the zone, I experienced years of maddening nothingness during those fleeting hours.
That would explain the tiny crow's feet around the eyes. Not to mention that telltale old gorilla smell. What are you doing here, anyway?
The same thing I was doing all those years ago.
Boring me to tears?
Gathering the toys of power so that I might conquer the galaxy.
I see you've got your old band of lackeys back together.
Yes, yes. My mighty army is once again ready to take on the galaxy. At least they would be if Paperweight's filthy security guard wasn't underfoot. That disease-carrying insect had better keep his pestilent thorax away from my boys.
Why are you working with that creepy Paperweight guy?
Monsieur Paperweight and I have reached an accommodation.
Is that legally permitted in this state?
I'm lending my scientific prowess to his mystical efforts to draw the toys of power into the so-called Devil's Toy Box.
That spell thing Paperweight's working on. It wouldn't have something to do with summoning an elder god by the name of Yog-Sagoth, would it?
Now that you mention it, Yog-Sagoth's name did come up once or twice. He's certainly touchy about that precious tapestry of his.
Yeesh. Could you go over there for a while? The way you're salivating over my anterior cortex is creeping me out, frankly.
Very well.
Turn them against each other. Turn them against each other.
Yes. Do it.
Look at all those cool psychic toys. Am I doing that?
Indeed, yes. Your psychic brain, melded to Monsieur Paperweight's sorcery and my super science, have created a techno-arcanic whirlpool, drawing the toys to this convenient container.
So that explains the giant sucking sound in my head.
No, that's just you.
What's that for?
That controls our new laser light show. It will bring many, many young peoples to the museum.
If you can lure them away from their zoetropes.
Yes, the young people nowadays and their zoetropes.
Young people only want one thing, and it's disgusting.
Hey,
You just see them walking down the street, and they just got their zoetrope in their hand and staring at it. Not even once looking at the world around them. Truly, I don't understand this generation.
What are you and Corporal
Where are
Butt
you,
Cheeks
baby?
here doing with the Devil's Toy Box anyway?
We're unwinding and rewiring the synapses of your brain to cast a blasphemous net of tech necromancy across reality so that the toys of power may be properly encased within the Devil's Toy Box.
Ah, that's about what I thought.
Really? Repeat what I just said.
Blah, blah, blah. I've got a wonderful brain. Blargy, blargy. More toys for me.
That's how I
Magical mumbo
pretty much
jumbo
interpret
guy,
it,
so
too.
maybe you can tell me. What's the deal with me having psychic powers all of a sudden? Am I going through the change?
It's difficult to say. The only minds on this plane capable of wielding the toys of power are the insane, the simple, or the defective.
Ah, you've been reading my press, kid.
But encountering two special brains in the same bloodline is practically unheard of. Your lineage is most peculiar and dangerous.
You should see us during holiday cookouts. Could you try and stop your new buddy from zapping Sam with a banana-shaped ray gun or whatever?
Why should I give a hellbeast's hangnail about the fate of Sameth's brood?
Well, let me get back to you on that. How come you haven't aged a day since my great-grandpa kicked your demon-summoning butt back in the olden times?
The horrible secret of my apparent immortality is too terrible to comprehend, and would surely drive an uninitiated mind such as yours to the brink of madness were I to utter it.
So, Pilates then? What are you doing in this
Yes,
2-bit museum
Pilates.
anyway?
Since my defeat at the hands of your meddling ancestors, I've insinuated myself into the archaeological community, painstakingly gathering the requisite toys of power necessary to reopen a doorway between our world and the realm of Yog-Sothoth.
Nerd. Pretty grubby joint you got here.
It's one of the finest collections in the world. Our Yog-Sothoth tapestry is one of a kind.
Gee, it'd be a shame if Skunk Ape's minions ripped your tapestry to shreds and used it for space towelettes. You know, accidentally.
Yeah, don't even think of such a thing.
Why are you and that big dumb ape Skunk Ape working together?
General Skunkapi and I have had a meeting of minds over our mutual loathing of you, your partner, and your forefathers.
So that added up to what? One mind between you?
I just hope his brain-dead minions can dispose of your partner without injuring any of my employees.
All this talking with my brain is making me tired. Let's talk later. Hey, bad guys, how about a little light show? It's getting boring in here.
I'm afraid that tonight's performance of Mundane Objects in Space, A Cosmic Odyssey, has been cancelled, so that the Yeneler and I might use the projector to summon the scattered psychic toys from the four corners of the globe.
Aww. These two goofs are about as entertaining as public radio. Oh, I sure hope Sam survived the attack of the minions. I've got a lot of complaining to do.
That should be hard for him.
Well, at least I know that Max's brain is still alive and kicking. I'll never get back in there while Skunk Ape and Paperweight are working together. Maybe I can break up those lovebirds from out here.
Hey, you!
Who, me?
Don't get cute with me, wise guy. What are you doing in the museum after dark?
I'm Sam. I'm with the Freelance Police.
Freelance police, huh? I heard a lot about you guys. A lot.
Wait a minute.
I'm Sal, museum's security guard. You must be looking into all the freaky shenanigans going on around here. Huh?
Yeah.
What
His
is
voice
it?
sounds
You
familiar.
need to poke
His
around.
voice sounds very
Right now, you
familiar.
gotta do something about this pile of trash.
Well, it's
That's not trash.
very
That's my
much
partner.
Partner, trash,
a take
potato,
on
potato. If
Patrick
it's not up and moving in the next
Warburton
few minutes, I'm tossing
Yeah,
that
it's somebody
smelly lump of
doing a
guts into
Patrick
the
Warburton
incinerator.
impression.
Incinerator? Yeesh.
Hey, Sam and Max.
Fellow reminds me of my great-granduncle
All the
Eustachius.
weird stuff that's been happening around here, huh?
Yeah.
That fellow reminds me of my great-granduncle Eustachius. Canis erectus.
I couldn't tell if it
This
was
freakish
impersonation
tooth,
or
dating
the
from the
real deal,
late
though.
Phamerian era, is thought to represent an evolutionary dead end of heavyset man-dog hybrids. This night was bad enough, but now my distant ancestors are getting insulted by pasty-faced anthropologists. Sal!
Keep it down, will ya? This is a museum, not a locker room.
Would you mind not throwing my little buddy into the museum's incinerator?
What can do, Sam? If Mr. P finds another corpse strewn about all willy-nilly
Yeah,
on the
that fits
exhibit
him.
floor, he's gonna kick my thorax right to the unemployment office. Say your friend's still alive? You better get him moving.
Would you mind not throwing my...
What can do? Say your friend...
But he hasn't got a brain.
Well, maybe you should find him a new one. Sheesh, some detective you are.
Sal, why is that name so familiar? Wait a minute. Stinkies used to have a fry cook named Sal.
Yep, that'd be me.
A 6-foot-tall cockroach working at Stinkies? That's shocking! No, wait. What's that thing that's the complete opposite of shocking? So why did Grandpa Stinky fire you? I mean, aside from the whole disease-carrying vermin thing.
He, didn't approve of a cockroach in the kitchen.
That's strange. Grandpa Stinky never had problems with cockroaches before. Nice headphones. Listening to the game? Or maybe some Black Flag?
Yeah, Vegas
These are my
voice.
official
Okay.
museum guard emergency headphones. I gotta wear these so that Mr. Paperweight can tell me where to go in case of a security emergency. Of course, I haven't heard from him in a while. He must be busy up there with that space gorilla guy.
Don't look now, but there's a scandalously clad intergalactic despot running roughshod through your museum.
You mean General Skunkape? He's an A1 buttwad, all right. But what are you gonna do? Mr. Paperweight's rolled out the red carpet for him and his minions.
Don't you think you should alert the authorities?
What? Lose my job?
How's life with Skunk Ape?
Skunk Ape. That's a good one. I'll have to remember that. Not so bad. Aside from the big gorilla over there guarding the door, most of these apes just hang out in the planetarium.
What's with all the apes running around?
Beats me. Mr. Paperweight told me to steer clear of them. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Any idea what that paperweight loser is doing in the planetarium?
Hey, don't be calling Mr. Paperweight a loser. He's a stand-up guy who took me in and gave me a job.
He's not here, you know.
Nah, I got no idea what that loser's up to. Heck, I can't even understand half the things he tells me over the headphones.
Your boss is gathering demonic toys for a nefarious purpose.
Toys, eh? What do you want me to do about it?
Call the Army, the Navy, the Swiss Guard.
You want me to turn on my boss? Dream on, buddy. This is a pretty cushy job here, and I ain't messing it up over a bunch of demonic toys.
See you, Sal.
Yeah, that's
Careful
just
out
Tuesday
there,
in the
Sam.
museum.
This place is cuckoo tonight.
Toxicodendron paleness, a prehistoric and virulent
Demonic
form of poison
toys,
ivy,
the Holy
was 7 times as
Grail.
irritating as its modern counterpart.
You know,
Primitive life
these things
forms
just
were
happen.
often driven into fits
They
of
do just
howling,
happen.
scratching rage by the
T-Rex
merest
dinosaurs
sample
coming out in the middle of the
T-paleness's
night.
secretions. It's hard to believe something that pretty could be so annoying. The end of the world is predicted by top apocalypsologists. Some say the world will end in fire, some in ice, but it takes a truly advanced mind to envision an apocalypse that revolves around a many-eyed, many-horned, walking purple people-eater.
So they the
Witness
tentacle,
the
eh?
final stage of the coming apocalypse. Turn the hourglass. Okay. Whoa, I did not see that coming.
Wait, is there something on the oh, never mind.
You can't highlight anything.
Okay.
Poyosaurus henway.
Earth Dog Man, where do you think you're going?
I'm just looking for the snack foods exhibit.
No one leaves here. Skonkape's orders.
Why?
We're supposed to be on the lookout for, Sam. That's it, Sam. Are you Sam?
No, my name is Tyrone. Sam's that guy.
'Tis we! I've arrived at the world-famous Museum of Mostly Natural History. And look, a cute little animatronic monkey!
Mahila Skonkape, I've successfully neutralized the one known as Sam.
Yes? Describe him.
Pink, hairless, difficult to place accent.
That's not Sam, you fool! Now don't bother me again until you find Sam.
Apparently that, wasn't Sam.
Oh well, happy hunting.
Thank you, Tyrone.
You can't get good minions nowadays.
Museum
It's
of
true.
Mostly Natural
I've
History
tried.
guided tour. Ah, an audio guide that attempts to make sense of the nonsensical museum displays. I should tape one of these for our office. These are the headphones for the museum self-guided tour. You know, they look a little familiar.
What does that thing remind me of? It's like a really old game console that you had like little placards you put over a like nine-digit input.
I think the ColecoVision had one of those. I mean, television.
One of those visions. The
Sorry, ring a
Eurovision.
bell.
Yes, the ColecoVision. You're right. It had like a foam pad on it, and then you would, in the video game you would have little control layouts that like little laminated sheets that go over it.
I could have swore I've seen those somewhere before, but no, I don't know much about the ColecoVision though.
This little device is used to guide clueless visitors through the museum's self-guided tour.
Welcome to the Museum of Mostly Natural History.
These just came out the day I was born? Wow.
And I'll be your narrator on this self-guided tour today.
Or I should say the same year.
Let us begin. Please make your way to the Mesozoic era exhibit in the center of the main floor. Although it lasted for only 7 weeks during the late summer of 56 million BC, the Mesozoic era produced an incredible explosion of evolutionary diversity, most of which was quickly erased by less ridiculous creatures. Gently yank the bone to hear the roar of the Poyosaurus henway.
What's a henway? Oh, about 3 or 4 pounds.
Please make your way to the
Poyosaurus?
terrible beast assaulting
Yeah,
the city.
Chickensaurus.
Yeah, that just means Chickensaurus.
Humanity has long pondered about the eventual fate of the Earth. Today, thanks to sophisticated supercomputers, scientists have determined that the world will end in the year 2015, as giant monsters, environmental disasters, and political apathy combine to turn our world into an unlivable hellhole shortly before the sun unexpectedly goes nova.
Well, they were off by a couple of years, but for the most part.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were off by 1 year.
As predicted by accredited apocalypticians. Please proceed to the Treasures of the Forgotten Pharaoh exhibit. The museum
I didn't
is
even
proud
remember
to
about
have
that one.
recently obtained the preserved remains of the mysterious Forgotten Pharaoh of ancient Egypt. Now, poke the eyes to see an ancient, brutal civilization spring to life.
I can see what we're going to be doing with this.
And finally, the pride of the museum. Please proceed to the Knights of Yog-Sothoth display. The Order of Yog-Sothoth were an ancient society of mystic knights dedicated to serving an overfiend of the dark dimensions. This priceless tapestry, woven from the meticulously groomed back hair of the knights, is all that remains of their order. To see the terrifying power of the Yog-Sothoth tapestry, pull the sword from the eyeball.
Tapestry of Yog-Sothoth, Overfiend of the Dank Dimensions, on loan from the East Village chapter of the Knights of Yog-Sothoth. He doesn't look so
dank.
tough.
Behold, the dread wonder of Yog-Sothoth, Overfiend of the Dark Dimension.
So...
Yeah. I'm glad my great-grandpa stopped that trans-dimensional beauty from manifesting in the East Side.
So Shubagorov has a body now, I see.
Nice try, Warboard. Unfortunately, that's just the Romanization.
Hey, it's a Moai head. How's it hanging, big guy? Fine. Be that way. Inexplicable object of unknown provenance. Somehow I doubt they're gonna lure in the jaded thugs of today with laser light shows. Not enough despinings to hold a young person's attention. That's interesting. Holyoke, Massachusetts. If I remember my field guide for otherworldly incursions correctly, that tentacle's a flagellum from the Dark Dimension.
Let's try shooting it.
Why not?
Senseless vandalism has its place, but this isn't it. I better not get too close to that thing. I could end up in some other dimension where the laws of physics are inside out, or radio stations are dominated by folk music, or some other nightmarish claw-your-eyes-out scenario. Coming soon, a brief history of bad ideas in transportation. I hope Max's brain and body are reunited by the time this exhibit opens. He loves tooling around in comically unviable vehicles.
Don't we all?
Although the Hindenburg met its fiery demise in 1937, its sister ship, the Aeroschwein, is still in operation today and was a stunt double in the 1968 musical Let's All Go for a Ride in My Beautiful Balloon. So that's where that song came from.
Also, a horrible future where video games are replaced by real life. No.
Good thing Max isn't here.
Ugh,
Edutainment
scary.
sends him into an atavistic rage.
What does it say?
Good thing Max isn't
History
here.
is
Edutainment sends him
extremely
into
awesome.
an atavistic rage.
What is it? 10,000 BC. Cretinous period, origin of soup, aimless period, Faraday invents Chinese food, Columbus discovers moral philosophy, discovery of drag racing, first fake moon landing, robots take control, 180.
Naturally.
Pluto, a real planet or a big fat faker? Like courtesy phone.
It's too bad Max's mighty psychic brain isn't here. There's all sorts of new phone numbers on this courtesy phone. I could learn a lot from this if I wasn't so offended by the choice of fonts.
I think we've all been there too.
I mean, somebody has to use the fonts.
It's too bad Max's mighty psychic brain isn't here. There's all sorts of new phone numbers on this courtesy phone. Normally, the code of the freelance policeman frowns on stealing ancient brains, but desperate times call for icky measures. Ew, it's warm and pulsing and wriggly. I don't know whether to be repulsed or use it as a neck massager.
Well, we have a spare brain. Probably
It
put that
happened.
into Max's body. So let's do that.
Time for some sleight of brain.
Sleight of brain.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Maybe this carefully preserved gray matter will get Max's body moving, or at least twitching and drooling unnervingly.
Is that very different from his normal
Hello?
existence?
Anybody in there?
Torment of Osiris will be laid upon your feet, heretics! The wrath of the... Anubis!
Nah, but I get that a lot. I'm Sam.
Oh my! A new body! And it's so energetic!
That's probably one of Max's sugar rushes. You'll just want to ride him out until you get used to him.
Well, I suppose you want some sort of tedious boon in return for rescuing our spirit from the shadowy realms, yes?
Well, if it's not too much trouble, Your Majesty, I could use some help retrieving Max's brain from a couple of world-conquering Nimrods.
I believe we can aid you in your quest, but where will my brain go after we've restored this Max?
Well, if everything goes as planned, I suppose you can take your pick between an ethnic sorcerer and a superpowered space gorilla.
A gorilla?
Yeah.
That does sound
Oh, it's going really
promising.
bad now.
Very well, we shall grant your boon. It shouldn't be too much trouble with all these toys of the gods secreted in this fuzzy little body.
Toys of the gods. Do you have the gift?
Is that what they're calling it these days? My people always called it the Curse of Horus. Ungrateful wretches.
Neat. If you've got creepy brain powers, this rescue's gonna be a
Still
walk
there.
in the park. Ready
Yeah.
to roll?
Lead on, barbarian.
There, we have Max back, sort of.
Sort of.
So let's see. Now he was the president. He had a pharaoh's brain. What other god
We
like
have we have Maxina.
Maxina.
I'm trying to think of other things in history that Max had his body go through.
The seven-sided pyramid of Hikaba was the crowning glory of Kestimpum the Tiny until it collapsed under its staggering weight and unorthodox design.
Seven-sided pyramids. Blech. My pyramids had so many sides, they were practically cones.
Ah, the Sphinx.
Have you heard its famous riddle? It'll knock your sandals off. It's all about, well, there's a cucumber, and then... no, wait. Let me start over.
Don't bother, Your Highness. Really. Hey, it's me. Give or take 4,000 years and a decent tailor.
More like 4,000
I just noticed, yes, it really does look like him. Wow.
Ooh, pointy and dangerous. Two of my favorite things.
Why does this simple device fill me with such a feeling of unspeakable dread?
I think that's just Max's body having a tingle of anticipation. It does that when it sees exotic weaponry.
Ah,
Ancient Egyptian brain screw.
in my day we called it the Divine Brain Swirly.
If you're going to putrefy and decompose, might as well do it in style.
You're telling me that's the Buckingham Imperial model with the optional scorpion proofing.
Yeah, I think that was not bad.
Ooh, how delightful! I can almost hear them groaning in pain.
You're gonna love reality TV.
Whoever designed this display should be flogged. Our slaves would never be allowed to wear sandals.
Please don't touch, play on or around the Pharaoh's brain.
When we ruled, anyone caught touching the Pharaoh's brain was sealed in a vat of scorpions.
Better not tell her that.
Hey, Your Majesty, check out these spiffy phone numbers.
Phone numbers? Hieroglyphics to activate the translocation toy. We always wondered how that device worked.
It probably would have helped if the ancient astronauts who taught you how to build pyramids had left behind a few telephones. Say, one of those phone numbers is brand new.
The Arrow of Power. But where is the Disc of Madness? Or the Orb of Unending Bounciness?
We haven't found them yet, but here, take a gander at this.
The wondrous Essence Thief! How well I remember disguising myself as a palm frond to observe the forbidden rituals at the Temple of Adolescence.
You tyrannical scamp.
Teleportation.
The office number.
Maybe someday someone will tell me that I'm a tyrannical scamp.
So this is Paperweight's office.
Wish for that as
What
long
a
as you want.
dump!
I can. Until it happens.
Someone's
then
coming.
I probably should
Why
stop
have
wishing
you
for it.
left the planetarium?
That intergalactic bully is driving me bananas, and his minions are a threat to my beautiful museum. Can't you do something?
Get a grip on yourself, man. Can't you see our long struggle to gather the toys is almost over?
You think I don't know that? I've been dreaming of this second chance for decades.
Then stop whining and get back in there.
Yes, sir, Dr.
Daggett.
Norrington. Right away, Dr. Norrington.
That got a Team Curry impression.
Norrington.
His imperious attitude puts me in mind of a lute teacher we fed to my crocodiles for correcting my divine embouchure.
You know, Max's patter is a lot less
Violent?
multisyllabic.
No, it's just as violent.
He's just not as eloquent about it.
Looks like Paperweight subscribes to Obazoth's nonsensical Grimoire Club. Check it out, Your Majesty. An insanely detailed top-down drawing of the city.
What a remarkable illusion of depth.
Oh yeah, you didn't have perspective and vanishing points in your time, did you?
Of course we
so
did.
we didn't see
Why,
Norrington.
we had a
We only
whole
heard his
chamber
voice.
full of perspectives and a headdress adorned with vanishing points. And shut up!
He has to do the Wii.
Paperweight's quite the reader.
A lowly scribe, then.
This office could use a little tidying up. And a good firm raising. Four ancient diabolical summoning spells. And one pretty good chili recipe.
That transportation exhibit is bound to be fascinating. We enjoy reveling in the failures of lesser beings.
Four ancient diabolical summoning spells. And one pretty good chili recipe.
Can't we take these? Come on.
Teleportation.
Badass Egypt.
Coming soon, a brief history of bad ideas in transportation. Sal shouldn't stand in one place all night. A little tour around the museum would keep his metathorax from cramping. Hey Sal, look! 3 monkeys violating that statue of a head.
Where? I didn't see nothing. Which is a good thing, since we put all the monkeys down in storage with the leather jackets.
I like how you literally just took it off his ear.
Welcome to the Museum of Mostly Natural History.
Mr. Paperweight. Gee, thanks. That's the nicest thing you've said since you hired me. So, what can I do for you, boss?
Please make your way to the animatron of the terrible beast assaulting the city.
The beast attacking the city. Right away, boss. Boss? Well, if you don't have anything else for me, I'll just head back to the base.
Okay, so you have to do it all at the same time.
This will be tricky.
Well, that actually simplifies it, so I can see why they did that.
Gently yank the bone to hear the roar of the Pollosaurus henway.
Yank the bone? There's no bones here, boss.
Although it lasted for only...
I did not know.
Let us begin. Please make your way to the Mesozoic era exhibit in the center of the main floor.
Dinosaur exhibit. You got it.
Yank the bone. Give us a referee,
Gently yank the bone to hear the roar of the Pollosaurus henway.
Yank the bone. You got it. Yo, looks like everything's working A-okay, boss. Anything else, boss?
Turn the hourglass to witness the Earth's
Boss? There ain't no hourglass. Anything else, boss?
Please proceed.
The Egypt exhibit?
I guess Sal's out of range.
I'll head back to base now, Mr. P.
Now, poke the eyes to see an ancient, brutal civilization spring to life.
I don't see any eyes to poke around here, boss.
Let us begin. Please. Now, poke the eyes to see an ancient, brutal civilization spring to life.
I'd poke its eyes, boss, but I can't reach him. Anything else, boss?
And finally, the pride of the museum. Please proceed to the Knights of Yog-Sothoth display.
Knights of Yog-Sothoth exhibit? Right away, sir.
Now, poke the eyes to see an ancient, brutal civilization spring to life.
I don't see any eyes to poke around here, boss. Anything else, boss?
Although it lasted...
I did not know. Anything else, boss?
Gently...
Yank the bone. Anything else?
Please make a...
The beast attack.
Now, poke the eyes to see an ancient, brutal civilization spring to life.
Poke the eyes. Okay. I'd poke its eyes, boss, but I can't reach him. Anything else, boss? I'll head back to base now, Mr. P.
You know, we do have incredible psychic powers at our disposal.
Yeah.
What's your point?
Future vision.
Take a look at some future vision.
Hey! Ouch! My thorax! My beautiful thorax!
Ouch! Who'd want to pummel a nice bug guy like Sal?
Oh, sad.
Okay. He was too much of an idiot to get home safely.
Oh, the
That's a mood.
subhumanity.
Why will you say that?
Since we're in a museum, I assume it'll be some sort of obscure historical reference.
So we're going to burn the flag?
At some point.
Controversial.
Hey, Max, check this out. It turns out that Lady Godiva was a dude.
Ooh, icky.
Well, either I managed to return Max's brain to his body in the future, or you're destined to learn a killer Max impression.
Let's move on. How droll, a talking skull. I'm sure that will be useful.
Your Highness?
Yes?
How'd a kid like you get to become Pharaoh? Did your daddy Pharaoh die when you were young?
Oh no, our dad was a sandal maker. We became Pharaoh after we stumbled upon the toys of the gods while stealing coins from a tomb. The toys awakened latent abilities within us, granting us the power to cast the royal family into the Nile and reshape the entire kingdom in our now divine image.
Now there's a heartwarming rags to riches story.
I
If
don't
made you
work.
so powerful, how'd you end up as a pickled brain in a jar?
During our reign, there were always a few troublemakers who, impervious to our divine powers, rebelled against our benevolent but firm dictates. We suspect one of them finally snuck past our defenses.
Hold any grudges?
Sam, that's all in the past. Even if we did hold an eternal grudge against the mystery assassins who deposed us all those centuries ago, it's not as if we can do anything about it now, right?
Right. I've got to find a way past Cosmic Gorilla Guy and Dr. Strange accent.
Now.
Early in our reign, we found out that a minor vizier and a captain of the guard were conspiring against us. We could have wiped them out with a thought, but it amused us to turn them against each other instead.
So, Your Highness, you impressed by the 21st century yet?
Oh, most definitely. Though we do feel a bit out of our element.
Don't worry. Once we teach you a few crude gestures and get rid of the whole talking in the plural thing, you'll fit right in. After all this is over, we'll all head to Broadway and take in a show.
Oh, bread and circuses! Are there gladiator fights?
Actually, it's mostly a bunch of people dressed up as cats singing about wanting to break loose, and then a chandelier falls on them.
Yes, I love that musical.
Anyway?
Rent.
Before our death, we left strict instructions with our viziers to pickle our brain in a special solution of crocodile tears and ground ibis beaks.
And that kept your brain alive?
Don't be ridiculous. It was our special gift that kept our brain alive. Duh.
Let's roll.
Aha! We shall roll like a wheel, yes?
You sure know your obscure cultural references, Your Majesty.
Roll! Roll onward!
I just saw the head move.
Yeah.
To see the terrifying power of the Yog-Sothoth.
I don't see any.
The Ord.
That's real.
And find, please,
Knights of Yog-Sothoth.
gently yank the bone to hear the roar of the.
Yank the bone. Anything else, boss?
I need to write down what these all are, because I can't remember them.
Basically, the first row is where you tell him to go, and the last row is what you tell him to do.
You mean
I don't think the
column.
middle row. Yeah. Or column, yeah.
The Egypt.
I guess Sal's out of range.
I'll head back.
And finally, please
Knights of.
Please make
The beast attack.
There's only those places that you can go to.
Yeah.
Let us begin. Please make
The dinosaur.
humanity has.
Yeah, boss. Very informative. Anything else, boss?
The museum is proud to have recently obtained the preserved remains of the mysterious.
That's great, boss. But what do you want me to do now? Anything else, boss?
The order of you.
That's really... Anything else, boss?
Gently yank.
Yank the bone. Yo! Looks like everything's working A-okay, boss. Anything else, boss?
I just know there's a bunch of useful stuff in Paperweight's office.
Oh, I was looking in there.
Rhinoplasty. Teleportation.
Let's go back to the office. Yeah, I was thinking of getting the ape to stand somewhere else, but do that at some point.
Gotta give something to Sal.
This office could use a little tidying up and a good
Does that
firm
mean
raising.
we're going to be able to be, or whoever they are
It's
is going to
locked.
be able to
What
become
kind of paranoid freak keeps his door
Yogg-Sothoth
locked from the
because of
inside?
tapestry?
I locked all my slaves inside my birthday pyramid after they finished building it.
Paperweight's not a slave.
Are you sure?
Bugs, map.
I wonder what all these intersecting lines mean. Oh well, probably doesn't matter since the whole place is going to get eaten by a giant purple apocalypse beast in a few years anyway.
If I had a nickel for every time I've heard that.
Oh, the map.
You can have 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Listen. It'd be more than 2
How
nickels at this
amazing!
point.
We've been transmogrified into a glittering futuristic metropolis! But why do we feel like we're about to vomit?
That'd be the East River. Try to breathe through your mouth. Your Pharaohness?
What is it now?
I'm not sure what I should be doing now.
What do you want us to do about it?
Max usually has some sort of obliquely helpful hint in situations like this.
And that's how you go about solving crimes?
I know. Freaky, isn't it? I got nothing.
Perhaps the essence thief may be of use.
You mean the rhinoplasty toy?
I mean the essence thief.
What do you think?
You know, we do have incredible psychic powers at our disposal.
That's all I've got.
Thank the lower Nubian sun god.
Rhinoplasty. Future vision.
Just saying, eh? Okay.
Talk about a chilling vision of the future.
We are not amused.
I don't see anything else.
Rhinoplasty.
Yeah. Guess there's nothing else in there. Just what you got.
Teleportation. Future vision.
Hey, Max, check this out. It turns out that Lady Godiva was a dude.
Ooh, icky.
Well, either I managed to return Max's brain to his body in the future, or you're destined to learn a killer Max impression.
Let's move on.
Nope.
Nothing in here.
Rhinoplasty.
Several things you can use the rhinoplasty on. So
So we seem to be using pictures of buildings. So I think we gotta put we gotta transfer them to a building as one of the exhibits, I guess.
My new form reminds me of my summer pyramid on the shores of Bar El Zaraf.
And it'll come in handy in the unlikely event that we need a 7-sided die to defeat Skunk Ape.
Watch
It's
that
a
hit
7-sided
back.
pyramid, therefore it's a D8.
That transportation exhibit is bound
Roll
to be
3d8
fascinating.
pedantic damage.
Pedantic damage. Pedamage, if you will.
It's like Dungeons of Dreadmore had a lot of that stuff where it's like deal this much math damage. There was also the game that had a class based around Necronomicon economics.
Naturally.
And so it was studying the economies of the undead.
Oh, okay.
Be careful, Your Highness. You're full of hydrogen and dangerously unstable.
Oh, lighten up. I have. Whee!
Arcus says their favorite was existential damage.
Behold, the dread wonder of Yog-Sothoth, overfiend of the dark dimension.
Creepy. It's a good thing our forefathers kept this guy from schlepping into our dimension, or we'd probably be seeing that on our currency by now.
Maybe, okay, maybe gotta get him to pull the switch to the dinosaur now, and he'll somehow hit that balloon.
yeah, I can pull the switch.
Boyosaurus Henway.
Okay.
That minion by the door is almost weird enough to look like a museum exhibit. Almost. Hey, guard guy.
Don't bother me, Tyrone. I've got to keep a lookout for Sam.
Whee! Exhilarating.
Okay.
Rhinoplasty.
I hope there's nothing in this museum that could trigger an explosion.
Well, we know the picture goes on fire, so...
Yes.
I figured the Zeppelin somehow has to crash into it.
Neat. That's something. Hey, guard guy.
Don't bother me, Tyrone. I've got to keep a lookout for Sam.
Whee! Exhilarating.
Rhinoplasty.
You call this a museum? In my kingdom, tedious knickknacks like this would be burned to keep our outhouses warm.
And finally, the pride of the museum. Please proceed to the Knights of Yog-Sothoth display.
Knights of Yog-Sothoth exhibit? Right away, sir.
To see the terrifying power of the Yog-Sothoth tapestry, pull the sword from the eyeball.
Pull the sword? Will do, boss. Looks okay to me. Anything else, boss?
I guess I could try shooting it myself.
I'd run out of ammo before I did any serious damage. Or wacky damage, for that matter.
Well, there's your chance, Rick.
Could you move just a little bit to the left, Your Majesty?
Why?
No reason. Oh, the subhumanity.
That was really quite exhilarating.
You're welcome.
Now never do it again.
No problem. Whoops.
Let go of me, commoner!
Shh.
Who is making all that inferno racket? Yog-Sothoth! No!
Never place your hands on our divine personage.
Lighten up, Your Majesty. I think we're about to see some fireworks.
Skunkape!
What?
One of your ignorant minions has destroyed the museum's priceless Yog-Sothoth tapestry!
Oh, really? Mahila!
Yes, sir.
Did any of you destroy Mr. Paperweight's precious tapestry?
No, sir.
I believe you owe me an apology, partner.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Apology accepted.
Sorry, your minions are trigger-happy Neanderthals.
I can't believe I have allied myself to a sniveling irritant like you.
Irritant? Do you think I enjoy having my schemes yoked to an uncouth, half-naked space fascist who can't even capture a 6-foot-tall dog in a suit?
I assume you can do better, you half-witted conjurer?
Watch me.
Nice simmering. One more unfortunate misunderstanding should be enough to push Tom and Nicole here straight into supervillain divorce court.
Supervillain divorce court. I like it.
It's a pretty entertaining show.
Location acquired.
Yeah.
Yo, PWA! What? I'm busy. So, about Sal.
I'm glad
What
that
about
Judge
him?
Judy found
Salt
something
of
to
the
do
earth
after
fellow,
her
my
first show got
child.
canned.
And if the general smelly hooligans harm just one hair on his antenna, there'll be heck to pay. Heck, I say!
I hear your museum's getting nice and crispy around the edges.
It's the fault of my idiotic partner and his reckless minions.
Mignon.
Why are you and that big dumb ape skunk ape working together?
I have
The
no
name
earthly
minion.
idea. Dr. Norrington
Oh, don't
keeps
say
telling me
that.
that Skunkape
You're gonna
is the
keep on
key
screen.
to finally gathering all the toys and completing the spell, but nothing is worth this abuse. Nothing!
Yes, feel the hate grow within you.
I just hope his brain-dead minions can dispose of your partner without injuring any of my employees.
That's General Gunny was voiced by Roger L. Jackson. Nice.
Yeah, so that's what the... Excuse me, that's what Paperweight's worried about next. Is that
All
his
this
employees
talking
don't
with
get
my brain
injured.
is making me tired. Let's talk later.
Well, that's where the
Fine,
child
there are
people...
some unfortunate circumstances.
Hey, Skunky!
Yes.
Why are you working with that creepy paperweight guy?
Because I foolishly believed that I could tolerate a brief alliance with this insulting necromancer in order to gather the toys of power. I even consented to allow him to complete that stupid little spell he'd been working on.
Oh, do go on.
But mark my words, Rodent. If Paperweight continues to activate my pulse cannons, our alliance will be as dead as the dunes of Omicron Beta 6.
Oh, this is double down Beta 8.
Very well.
Or Persei 8. What am I saying? Yeesh.
Hey, minions!
Yes? Don't talk to the squishy one, me T-ho. The General says his brain has the power to cloud apes' minds.
Flatterer. Hey, minions!
Yes? Don't talk...
Looks like Max is stoking the fires of discord. I'll see if I can add some fuel from out here.
That apocalypse beast is a fright.
I didn't know Max
I feel
was a
sorry for the
Discord
city
admin.
he's attacking.
Well, how else do they Discord to Discord?
He's the kind of Discord admin where he'll post a bunch of really cringy memes, and then if anybody like gives an emote reaction to them, he'll just ban them.
Hey, guard guy.
Don't bother me, Tyrone. I've got to keep a lookout
You're
for
not allowed to
Sam.
have opinions in here.
He's a smart
You're not allowed
one,
to like
isn't
things.
Who is this annoying cretin?
Leave
Are
me
you
to my funny
Sam?
cat
We
images.
are the Pharaoh, you odiferous primate, and you would do well to kneel in our presence.
How about I make you dance instead?
La-la-la. The beast couldn't hit the side of a granary with a throw stick. That's enough playtime for now.
There's lots of grrring in this episode.
Yes, there is.
So, I'm thinking what we gotta do. We gotta get him to accidentally shoot Sal, and he tries to put out the fire, but it looks like it's getting beaten on.
Now we need to put him and Sal into the same position together, and then have Sal poke the eyes that get them fighting. Not sure how to move the minion yet. But anyway,
See,
it's like midnight right
and he's
now.
just like, oh, you want me to poke the eyes of the minion? Alright.
Yeah, it is midnight, actually.
Yes. So we shall have to continue this next time.
Indeed.
Next time.
Next time.
Next time. Next time.
Next time. I don't know.
It's the time after this.
More bloodthirsty mayhem awaits.
In the set of all sets that could contain all of the times, the one that has the one pertaining to the time after the time of the current, that is the set of time that we are going to next.
Yes, what Miller said.
Yes, what Miller said.
I'm not a nerd enough to know enough about set theory to make that joke work.
And neither will I.
Oh
so-
well. Next time.
Yes. Alright, have a good night.
The series has certainly taken a weird turn. Again. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.